This is Fantasy Football Till Death.
V17.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the FFtilD podcast. We're chilling on a Friday afternoon. It's Thomas, it's Sam, and we are excited to bring you another episode of this glorious podcast. Sam,
what's up, boys?
Are you feeling like a pros pro yet?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know where I am.
Is this it for us? Is this the direction we're taking our lives? We're doing this. We're monetizing.
We're all
this.
in. We're all in. We're gonna get the.
Are we getting a Netflix series?
Yeah, there's gonna be a documentary. All in. 30 for 30. The FFtilD podcast.
Dude, we're halfway through the fantasy season officially.
Nuts.
Officially done.
Nuts.
Halfway through for some of the league.
It's freaking me out. But yeah, probably for me.
Dude, what? You're 4-3.
Yeah, well, things are trending down.
Anyways, we have I would say, a little bit of a quicker show on the actual host side of things. We do have a guest. We have a very distinguished guest that was successfully nominated by the people. So kudos to you all.
Good job. Good participation, everyone, except for Ben. I think Ben's the only one that didn't vote, right?
I don't know. Did he end up not voting?
Leave a comment in the comments if we're wrong about that. But that was our intel, was that Ben was the only one that didn't vote.
How about we do this? Can you think of an emoji on the spot for the rest of the entire league to drop?
Except for Ben.
Well, no. The rest of the league, yes. Innately, except for Ben. The rest of the league to drop if they were not surprised to hear right now that Ben was the only person not to vote.
Yeah, the woman in the wheelchair emoji.
Okay, so guys, everyone else, please, when you hear this, drop the woman in the wheelchair emoji if it did not surprise you one bit that Ben was the only person not to vote on the guest.
Allegedly. For legal reasons, we have to say that.
Allegedly. All right, Sam, will you walk us into what we got?
Let's get into it, boys. It's going to be a muy rapido episodo, but quick recap. We're going to some notable matchups of the week, suicide watch list. I wonder who's going to be on that list. And then our distinguished guest. We had a great interview. And that's it. Short and sweet. Episode 9, heading into week 8.
You guys got things to do, places to be.
Yeah, come on.
Significant others to pay attention to.
We can't just spend our whole freaking lives on football, guys.
Although we're cooking up on something to make it so that everyone spends more time on football.
Yeah. We have
TBD.
TBD. Hannah's going to hate me.
There'll be a lot of other Hannahs in the world that would hate you too if this was successful.
The most hated man in America. Well, quick recap. Not a lot of activity in the league this week. We did have a few trades for the first time in 2 weeks. Ben and I, true story, had been working on a trade for 7 weeks, negotiating.
Wow.
Back and forth. Yeah, we just wanted to do something. So many different ideas came and went. Ultimately, we settled on Debo for Devontae. I think that helps Ben out this week. Puts me at risk the next couple weeks. Ken might get off the list this week. And then, speaking of Ken, late last night, Ken and B made a nice little trade. Swap tight ends. Kittle returns home to Ken. Kelsey heads back to B. B's going to try to do what he does with his locker room juju and get Kelsey going. They also swapped Olave and Mooney. Interesting trade. We'll see how it plays out. Think I like Kittle. I like Kittle on Ken's team. Can't wait to wear 35 from him this week. He, delivered me the L against Brendan week 2 or week 1 or something, and probably going to get Ken his first win this week. So that's that. Speaking of Ken, we want to talk about some notable matchups from this week.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. And I just quickly will touch on that trade. I'm looking forward to locking up Kelsey back-to-back weeks. Defensive scheme for me on National Tight Ends Day, it's no problem. That guy is miserable. So thank you for giving him to Brendan. I look forward to him scoring less than 5. And then Olave, that guy is I use this analogy with Ken. It's going to be like an abused child at a talent show with his jerk dad in the crowd. When he's playing against me, he's going to shrivel up. He's not going to be able to figure out his left from his right. He was never welcome on my team. He was an accident. He was an auto draft mistake. And I will promise you that I'll make him feel that way this week when he lines up against me and the Chargers. So, Brendan, I think there might be something there rest of season, but this was not the week for those two guys to be playing. I promise you, they will score less than 10.
There's no Olave revenge game here, huh?
No, he doesn't have that in him.
No.
You got to have a certain something about you to be able to have a revenge game in the arsenal. He doesn't have that.
Is Derek Carr still out?
Derek Carr is still out. It's Rattler season, and it's Chargers defense season. Hopefully, knock on wood. I say that they've lost to worse teams.
Over
than the Saints team.
Over under 4.5 points for Olave this week.
Under.
You heard it here first.
Under. But yeah, I digress there because they deserve some shade, rightfully so. My trash pieces that I've shipped out. But yeah, last week we did have a couple notable matchups. The first one being, I guess, this matchup between Ken and I, which went from already sort of crazy to just insane with that Monday night game. Once again, I was unable to watch it. I opened my phone at the end of it and saw a lot of chatting in the group thread, a lot of messages back and forth. Kendall gets just a heroic showing from his Ravens and ends up losing by less than a point. And
crazy. Final drive, I'm pretty sure Ladd. Couple big catches.
Crazy.
That's what it was.
I'm glad I didn't have to watch it. I'm happy with the result. Feel bad for Ken just to go from such a high. I mean, what a roller coaster of a season. Like, you go in there probably expecting not to win, but then to get those performances, which are so rare, only to get it ripped away from you in the last second. Man, that's got to hurt.
That's so tough.
Ken falls to 0-7.
0-7, but hey, he's still technically alive. He's got a good head on his shoulders. His team looks good. 130 plus points.
He is still alive currently, but while he may be alive, he's not out of the woods. And I would say, why don't you welcome him into our next segment? Because he's alive. He's alive now, but it's iffy based on where he's been hanging out.
You know what time it is. Mm-hmm. It's time for the suicide watch list. Ken, take a seat. You know where the coffee is. Thanks for cooking the donuts and the bagels. He's cooking donuts and bagels.
He's handcrafting them.
Yeah, he's bought into this location. Wow. And
he's got real estate. He's invested.
Yeah, he brings his own chair.
Owner at this point.
Yeah, he brings his own chair.
The nonprofit.
Speaking of people who know the room, we're gonna have to welcome.
Let's bring him back.
Wop 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 wop.
Let's bring him back.
Wop. It's not a dick.
It's not a mouth-based video game.
Jason, come on in. Grab a coffee. 46 points last week is tough. It's an 80-point blowout to Brendan. Brendan's team has been hanging 120 like it's the easiest thing that he's done.
How unlucky was that 46?
You know, the zero ball from Tank Dell. Marvin Harrison, only 3 points better than last week. 3.6 points better than last week. That's tough. You know, when your defense is almost the highest scoring player on your team and only two people make it into double digits and one of them's your defense, it's tough. So hopefully things can turn around for Jay. I think he's got to make some moves. I don't know. Like,
ride it out, man. A good captain goes down with his ship.
No way, man.
A good captain, no matter what's happening, he'll go down with his ship. Okay?
Well, he gets CD back, gets to plug him back in the lineup this week. Cade Otton looking like maybe he's going to be the beneficiary of a lot more targets. So I guess you can be excited about playing Cade Otton over Sam Laporta. But man, fuck. That's why you're on this list, I think, because you got to make that decision.
No, dude, you just let it ride, man. Oh. Hey, eventually, even bad players have good games. So hopefully they've been underperforming and they just randomly overperform all of a sudden at the same time and he has a big week and he gets a win. Right?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Does Jay still listen to the podcast?
I don't know. Jay, are you checked out completely from fantasy?
I think the only messages I've seen from Jay in the group chat are like Dodgers related.
Yeah, he's been sending some like Dodger stuff as if, I don't know. I I don't know what the whole message behind that is. It's maybe a little bit of get back. There's Padres fans.
Because of the Padres, yeah.
Most of us are Padres fans in the chat, which actually were like really upset by them losing. So I don't know where it's landing when he's sending the Dodgers stuff, because by virtue of us not responding, that's like positive. There's probably a lot of vitriol that would like to get spewed when we see the Dodgers stuff, but neither here nor there. That's all I've been seeing too. So
anyways,
hang in there, Jay. Hang in there.
Welcome back, Jay. Take a seat.
We do. I personally, I want to bring someone in. He's one of my favorites. He used to be I don't know if it's been 1 or 2 appearances, but he's been there. I saw his name on the sign-in sheet. I got to bring Ben back. Ben lost last week. He goes to 2-5. He was looking in pretty good shape. Graham's team wasn't performing spectacularly, and Ben's 2 afternoon heavy hitters, Jaden Daniels and Deebo Samuel, decided to one play 0% of the game and one play just a few minutes in the first quarter before exiting. Ben took a nice 17-point loss with Jaden and Deebo exiting stage
combining
left.
for 5 points. Yeah, you don't want to see that. That's rough. Ken, Jay, make sure Ben knows where the coffee is and the
Introduce
donuts.
him. Yeah, but we have a new guest. We have a new honorary guest who specifically requested that he be hanging out with the crew, with the squad. He actually personally thanked Mr. Kendall Cook for his extended hospitality with the baked goods. And that is Mr. Griffin Springfield, Big Trip himself. Come on in, Sam. Welcome him in.
Spring, welcome. Take a seat. Thank you for putting the league on notice, I guess, for letting us all know that you wanted to be on this list so that we can all be here to support you through this time. Looks like you might bounce back quickly and get off this list quick, but hey, this is a league first. Now, to episode 9, we've got 4 people on the suicide watch list. It's getting real.
Hey, the longer the season goes
That's
on, the
30%
higher
of the
the
league.
stakes get.
Yeah.
There's real things at stake here.
We're going to need some of you guys to get off this list, though. Honestly, because we can't keep adding to the list. I think Ken's getting off the list this week. Honestly, I think Jay might be the new Ken on this list, but we'll see. But that suicide watch list.
Remember, there's a last place punishment. There's to dodge. There's pride. There's gunning for the weekly high score. We never want to be that league with members that check out. Not to say we are. I don't think we are, but when the misfortune continues to compound, I know that can creep in the back of your head, but keep trucking, guys. If you're on the list, let's get off the list.
Hell yeah. Moving on.
You know who did move off of the list?
Moved himself way off the list. Rebounded nicely. It's today's guest, by popular demand, the one, the only, Griffin Hunter.
All right. We got Griffin Hunter in the house. Thank you, League, for voting this man on. Griff, it's a pleasure to have you on the pod, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, just got done working, so happy to hop on the pod and give the people what they want, I guess.
Hell yeah, the people have spoken.
How does it feel? How does it feel knowing that you got nominated?
It feels good, you know. To be nominated for this is like it's pretty up there. I mean, I haven't won shit in this league for 5 years. I'll make it. Well, I haven't won anything in this league for 14 years. So it feels good to win one, you know? So
why do you think the people wanted it? What do you assume?
I think I sometimes bear little filters. so I'll probably just say things how they are. And yeah, it'll make for at least interesting podcast.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited to have you on. Just good to see you in general, regardless of the podcast.
Likewise.
Good to see
you guys look good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is the kitchen. This is where it usually goes down.
Love that. Love that.
A window in the back there. You can see a ceiling, a wall.
We're working on the studio. Studio maybe next season. Yeah,
studio next season. Luke, if you're watching, your idea, man, just fund it, brother. Send a few G's over. Let's get the studio popping.
Yeah, he's going to be able to afford it if he wins it this year. I mean, he's looking pretty good at 6-1. So
yeah.
He'll flame out.
That $800 studio.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, just a green screen. Yeah.
But anyways, Griff, we're happy to have you on. We got a few fun topics for you, but we're going to start off. At least I want to start off. Let me take this moment to ask Griff a question that I've been curious about. I want to know how your darkness retreat was. Really walk us through. Like, what was it, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago? I'm glad to see you in the light now. I was, on on the fence about whether you'd even be out of it. But walk me through that dark period about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So yeah, it started, well, the matchup against Sam, going into that Monday night, I had a chance to win that. I mean, I needed kind of a miracle out of K9 to get it done. And he's capable of it. I thought he might be able to pull it off, and he almost did. But so I kind of accepted that. That's it is what it is. I probably shouldn't have won that anyway. But going into the next week against Evan, his battered squad all on buys, just a bad lineup. And a Roshan Johnson, who, by the way, first time in his career he's ever scored 2 touchdowns. Probably the last time in his career he's going to ever score 2 touchdowns. And he dumped that on me, and that really, really irritated me. And I'm watching the Arizona Niners game. Upset victory for Arizona. They can't stop anybody. And then, anyways, they throw a pick. Brock Purdy throws a pick. Immediately, Kyler, takes 2 knees, and I don't think too much of it at the time. But oh God, comes to Monday night, and Evan needs a miracle out of Shaheed, and I'm like, okay, well, he's not going to do anything in the short area. It's going to be a bomb if he gets it going. And sure enough, I think it was the first quarter, he connects with like a 60-yard bomb. I'm like, oh, here it is. I know it's coming. And just by chance, fourth quarter comes along, and I'm still holding on. And you see, it's close to the goal line. Kansas City, they go into this stupid weird formation. I'm like, oh shit, here comes direct snap to Xavier. And they hike it to Mahomes, and then he hands it off. And I'm like, oh, please don't be Xavier. And of course it was. And then I was like, that's it, right? So I look at the phone, and that's when the darkness retreat started. So that was he was up by 0.1, and I'm just begging for like a -6-yard play or something, and it never came. And
let's go. What happened the next 48 hours after that?
Next 48 hours, I don't look at the group chat. I'm just too furious. It's one thing like in the matchup versus you, Thomas. It's like, okay, Breece Hall's going to get me for 20. Okay, fine. I'll live with it. That's the way it's supposed to go. He does that a third of the time. That's fine. I'm not dealing with Roshan Johnson giving me 14. Like, one, he's a bear, and 2, he's a terrible player. And it's like, what? So that really bothered me. And then I felt like it was a slight miracle on Monday for 2 gadget guys to go and do what they had to do. So. It rattled me for a full week there. I just didn't want to even think about fantasy football. And then, sure enough, into the next week, I go against Thomas, who I haven't beaten, I don't know, in like 5 fucking years. And I know this is a kids program too, so I apologize for the cussing, but
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Okay, good. Well, yeah, and then so I haven't beat Thomas in forever, and I didn't. Breece Hall ripped my heart out on Monday night, and it got dark there.
But win this past week, huge win. Everyone else in the division loses, and there you are, back at the top, though. So
yeah, now how are you feeling about things now?
I feel a lot better. I mean, Springfield's one of those guys too. It's just I haven't had great luck against recently. And it looked like he had a good shot. It's like, gosh, Mike Evans, scores that first touchdown, and then he drops the ball in the end zone and gets hurt. And I'm like, fuck, well, maybe the king just takes over here and gets me a win. And he did. Thank God I have that guy on my team, or else I'd be probably near where Kendall's at right now. So big shout out to the king.
Yeah, that was sick. And I think honestly, you're asking me what did it? It was that confidence in the group chat, baby. Yeah. I love that. He said, I'm doubling down on myself. Honestly, I forgot. I was like, I don't know where I was. It was like yesterday morning or something. I was at the gym, and randomly I was like, oh, I owe Griffin $10. And then I just shot him the money. He never told me that because we bet. We bet on himself. He bet on himself, and I took the bet.
That's right.
I asked for some action, and he took himself.
That's right.
The surprise is no hedge. Usually everyone in our league wants to hedge their own matchup so that they at least get some good out of it.
He doubled down. Team's looking good, man. Best RB duo in the league. Cooper Kupp's back. George Pickens got some life.
Thank God, right? Yeah, I've been railing against poor Justin Fields, and I do want to say I think Justin Fields, if you ever listen to any of his interviews, he seems like a great guy. He just can't play quarterback, so that's all I got to say about him. But yeah, it's good to see Russ in there. I think he's going to be good for that offense. It's got to be a lot of play action. He's good in play action, and Pickens is kind of a athletic freak. So we'll see how it goes, man. Hopefully he can fill in and then be a low RB. I mean, wide receiver 1, maybe, or wide receiver 2.
Well, with that, we have a couple fun segments, but would like to pick your brain just for a second. What are halfway through the season? What are some quick hitters on the season so far? Just thoughts around the league.
Thoughts around the league, yeah. So, I mean, I think initially when I saw Luke's team, I was just like, yeah, it's really deep. I just don't think they have enough firepower to really like put teams out. But that's not the case. They're doing really well. I feel bad for Ken. I don't think he deserves to be 0-7. But I mean, he was talking all that shit early in the season, and it's sometimes, when you talk shit, and as a guy who does talk shit, you got to wear it sometimes. And he's been doing a great job. I did say that in the group chat. He wore that loss against you this week, Thomas, really well, I thought. I would have went into the darkest retreat. I was done.
I'll tell you what, on the other side of that, like, I legitimately, this last couple Mondays, haven't watched anything. I just knew that it was going to take, like, I was talking to Ken. He was like, yeah, I put it at 1 out of 20 that I won this matchup. So we're kind of going back and forth. I opened my phone when I saw it for the first time. It was before Ladd had done anything, but after his guys were done. So I was actually down by like 5.5, and I was in stunned disbelief. Like, oh my gosh, it actually happened. I mean, I thought Lamar was going to go for 35, but the 20 ball from Bateman, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to go down for a really bad loss for me. And then I put my phone away, finished the class. It was like 15 minutes later. I looked at my phone again, and I guess Ladd in the last like couple drives got there. So
it was the last drive.
That was crazy, but
he had like 40 yards on the last drive.
Anyways,
that was fun to watch, and you saved yourself a couple years off your life not watching that. Since it was close, but besides those two guys, I mean, the top and the bottom, there's some really good teams. I think Springfield, who I just played, I think he's got a good team. He's finally getting JT back this week. His running is really good, and Jaden Reed can pop for anything. It's just hard to figure out that wide receiver room there, and then he's got Amon-Ra. So so Pickens said something last week. He called Amon-Ra the slot merchant. I thought that was hilarious, and of course I was going against Amon-Ra, and he dumped on me. So
just that to a lot of people.
So Ben Circus, wow, that's a team. I'm just really proud of Ben so far this year, and I know the trade deadline hasn't passed yet. He hasn't sent over, I don't know, Josh Jacobs for nobody. Who's like your RB5, Thomas? That's probably.
Oh wait, no, I told you. I already got it lined up. Jalen Wright at some point will surpass Monster, and he has a chance. So we got something in the works. Don't even worry. That's why he's on my team.
All right, cool. And then, and I really do like Graham's team. I've been talking with Graham a little bit. I think once Pacheco comes back, I think he's got a really good team there. He's got to figure out a little bit on the wide receivers. They're a little banged up right now, and if your boy Andy Dalton comes back, Deontay will be better too. So we'll see about his team.
Man, rocket. All right, love it. That was some quick hitters. You want to lead us into the next segment for Griff here?
We got a fun segment for you, Hunter. It's called On the Spot. All right. We have a whole bunch of questions in the hat here. All right. We're going to randomly pull some questions out of the hat.
All right.
And you're going to tell us which manager in the league is the right answer for the question and why.
Okay.
Just tell us what comes to mind.
Yeah.
We'll put you on the clock for 30 seconds. And 30 seconds only. I'll let you know when that's time.
Okay.
And then, we got a bunch in the hat, but I think I'm only going to pull like 6 or 7.
Yeah. We'll see about time. Yeah.
Okay.
We got to kind of cruise through this. All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. First question. All right. Oh, this is a fun one to start. All right. If you're Aragorn, right? Who do you want as your Gimli and Legolas? Time starts.
I'm gonna say Legolas would be Graham Simmons.
I like it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just he's long, wiry. That's what you want in an archer. I think that would be a good one. And then for for Gimli, I mean,
5 seconds.
I'm going with Benito. I think he'd be
Man.
Gimli.
Wow. Griff with some newfound respect after Ben touched him up in the street fight. He's ready. He wants to fight with him, not against him.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Awesome. All right. Next question. Ben, Graham, and Griff going into battle.
That's trippy.
I like it.
A lot of orcs.
I like it.
Going to be laying on the ground.
All right. We got a good one here. Griff, you have 30 seconds. Give us the most overrated manager in the league. Boom.
That's a tough question.
Nothing's off limits. Even people on the show.
Most overrated manager.
Halfway there.
We can squeeze all the time out of this one. This is a little bit fun. Disclaimer.
I would say, I would go with Ken because he's so new. I feel like he's new to football, but he can't be overrated if he's 0-7. So how is he overrated? I don't think that's a great answer.
Well, perception's reality, so you can just you can just leave it at that. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We need a good punching bag on the show. Like I said, Kendall's been a good sport.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. All right, so you want to rank this. Who would be the 5 worst people in the league at holding their breath underwater?
5 worst at holding their breath underwater. Holy shit, I have no idea.
Which 5 suck?
Okay, so Luke's not in it. He beats me every time when we were growing up. So Luke's really good at it. I'm going to go with worst would be, I'm going to go Brendan. I would go, I think the Bandit would be good. He's got a lot of smoke going through those lungs.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm not feeling it. I don't think Sam would be very good. Tom, you'd be good. Benito?
Okay. I don't think Ben
I'm
would
going
be
to say
good.
Benito's 3, Trip
I
is
could see
4,
Ben drowning.
Jason 5.
Who's 4?
I'd say Trip is 4 and then Jason.
Yeah.
All right, so
I could see Jay really struggling to hold the breath.
I think Jay's got about 5 seconds.
I think that's a solid 5. Yeah, I like that. Random question for you. Random light shade. Just light shade there. What's in that cup? Is it coffee?
Oh, yeah. No, it's not. It's Kettle One and vitamin water. It's really good.
Kettle One and vitamin water. Cheers to the weekend, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right. Next question. All right. 30 seconds on the clock. Ready? Go. Who's the manager you expect the most from every year?
Well, I expect the most out of myself, but besides myself,
Good question. I mean, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Besides myself, I mean, you've been up there. I'd probably say you, Thomas. I think you've been really good the last couple of years. I mean, obviously you got a little unlucky last year. Baby. No, dude, I can't fucking beat you the last 5 years or whatever. So it's annoying. So yeah, I'll go with me and then you.
Appreciate that. That's lucky, by the way. You're bound to knock the door down there. All right, 30 seconds. Here we go. Build your 4-team division of death. So preseason, if you get lumped in a division, what's the 4-team division of death?
Okay, so the 4 best players, it'd be me, you, Thomas, Springfield, Simmons, Graham Simmons.
All right.
Division of death.
That's quick.
How you like that shade, Sam?
All
right.
Let's do what? One more?
One more. Yeah, let's go one more. All right. All right. 30 seconds on the clock. Who is the most fun person in the group chat?
Most fun person in the group chat. Ken is all over that group chat, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh man.
5 seconds.
I like when Luke chimes in, but it's never happens. So, but I'll say Ken. Ken's just so
Provides a
frequent.
lot.
So
Yeah. So that's solid.
Provides a lot.
yeah.
All right. That was
All
On
right.
the Spot with Griffin Hunter.
Yeah, good job, man.
Segment brought to you by Captain Morgan.
Linebacker. Or Kettle One and vitamin water.
Kettle One and vitamin water.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. We're going to have to mow through this pretty quickly because we're on a time constraint here. We actually have 2 more segments for you. So let's mow through them. This one is, I think you're going to like this. Inspired by your favorite. We are going to enter into Hunter's Hierarchy. All right. We're halfway through the season. So it's time for some elevated power rankings.
Yeah, I like
we
it.
want you to give us your top 3, bottom 3 teams. You can start with your bottom 3 and then go to your top 3. Hunter's Hierarchy.
Let's do it, baby. All right. So bottom 3. I mean, just, it's Ken's got to be there, unfortunately, at 0-7. And yeah, it's just not looking good for him. I mean, the easy pick right after him is Jason, who I got, playing this week, and he'll probably find a miracle somewhere. But hopefully we can, lock him down enough. And then last one, gosh, I would hate to just go straight off record and put Benito there, but I mean, Ramondre Stevenson against the Jets, he's got to throw out there. I mean, that's not good, is it? Sorry, but yeah, I'll just go by record. Unfortunately, Benito, you're at the bottom, man. I'm a long fall from grace for him.
Later, Ben. You want to give him an emoji if he heard that he's on the bottom? Want to toss one out?
Wait, an emoji, yeah. Put in the sword for Andorel.
Put in the sword, Ben. If you're hearing this, that means you just you took one in the chest as Griffin put you on the bottom of his Hunter Hierarchy there. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's go to the top.
Yeah, top. I mean, Luke's so deep as far as players on his team.
Luke deep. 2 things. Probably a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go. Luke is the best team right now, and again, it's on record, which I feel lame doing. I got me at 2, and it's going off a Trip. Trip thinks I have a big ego, so I might as well stay true to that. And then for 3, it's between Graham. It's between Graham and you, Thomas, I would say. So, I'll get Graham some love to commish. I'll put Graham at 3. Saquon's tough, man. I mean, Saquon is just putting the team on his back, and Chase Brown, is taking over that job. So I like his running backs. Kamara, we'll see what he can do, and then and Keenan's going to get peppered all day. So,
all right,
yeah. That's Hunter's Hierarchy.
I wish we had some of the music.
I know.
Can we get some music there? Is that possible?
If we get a studio,
a tech team.
Yeah, we need a tech team in a studio.
And maybe we can just voice over Colin's voice with our voices.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
we'll work on it.
All right, there we go. Want to lead us into the next one? Introduce it. I guess ask him.
You want to be on Gambler's Alley this week, Hunter?
Let's do it, man. Yeah, that's a great segment.
Let's do it. You know what? As our honored guest, you get first pick. Who's your lock of the week?
Like lock of the week. It's
welcome to Gambler's Alley, Hunter.
Brought to you by
Miller Lite.
Miller Lite.
Okay, Miller Lite. It's a Wisconsin beer, so there you go. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack.
Lock of the week. Yeah, Evan's cooked. Luke's gonna beat Evan. That's a lock. Even with the margin.
Are we setting it at? We're sticking with where we are currently. We're at the hundo. $100 bet, $100 parlay, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool. All right, so he's going with Luke. Little chalky there. What are we thinking?
What are we feeling?
Let's go pick Griff's game.
Yeah, let's do it. Where's he at?
Griff's playing Jay. I feel like we got to go with the guest, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go Hunter.
We'll go with the guest. We're taking you, Hunt. So you got to hedge. You got to hedge Jay in the Gambler's Alley parlay.
Okay. All right. And then I'll go Springfield against Ben.
Spring over Ben. Oh, he did have that Kieran 20 ball.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Rams.
Yeah.
I hate when Ben's in our leg of the parlay. No offense, Ben. No, it's just been rough. It just hasn't been working out.
So we'll go, I guess, Graham Casey, huh?
Graham Casey. Yeah, let's go Graham Casey. This one's going to be close. I feel like. Yeah, it's a tough one.
The Buffalo wide receiver stack. Is Mason, like, is he good? Is he going to split carries?
I like Mason and Montgomery this week.
Yeah.
I like them both
I'm
a lot.
not sure about Rams wide receivers this week. Although Keenan against Washington.
You can make the call.
You know, we're going to go with Casey because I've lost every time I bet against Casey. We're going with Casey.
All right.
What's that? Griff feels good about that leg.
Love that. We'll look at Ken versus Sam, and Ken's off to a good start.
Yeah.
JJ. But, you know, Jordan Love against Jacksonville is an absolute 40-piece waiting to happen. And Jamar Chase can't be stopped. So I'm going with Sam.
All right.
Man, I mean, at what point? Who's going to be the first person to lose again?
Ken's getting his win this week. I think Ken's getting his win this week.
Is Kittle going for 30?
Kittle's going for 30. I got to roll out Hopkins for 5 at most. Debo's probably going to 2 snaps and then sit out the rest of the game. So
at some point, he's got to get a win.
It's Ken's week.
It's not like he's been scoring 60 points.
It's Ken's week.
Except for that 1 week.
All right. So now, you know what? You should pick the last one because it's Thomas and Brennan.
Thomas, Brandon. Let's take a quick look at this. Tom's got Goff going out there who doesn't complete about 2 passes a game. It was like 90% every game. My God. How automatic is that offense right now? Brees Hall against a shitty New England defense. Good night. Bijan against Tampa Bay doesn't care.
But Brennan's been averaging like 140 the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. My lineup is going to be tinkered. I don't know who the final starts are. I'm working my contacts trying to figure out who's going to do it.
Yeah.
Who's going to get it done?
Yeah, Brendan's team looks good, man. And all the hate I give Joe Mixon, he's been balling. There's no doubt. He shit on the Packers last week. So
at home against
I'm gonna go Thomas. Thomas is he's got the mojo going. He's won the last 2 weeks by combined like 3 points. So why not keep it going?
Ride the wave.
All right.
Ricky Pierce all season.
All right, Hunter, you have Luke, Jay, Spring, Graham, me, and Tom, which gives us Evan, you, Ben, Casey, Kendall, and Brandon. $100 on the line. Sponsored by
Lamba.
New Life.
Hunter,
one.
Appreciate you hopping on the show. Any last words for the league before you hop off? I would personally, before you get off, I'd like a blessing. I'd like a toast, please. You know, I need one out of you. So, but any last thoughts before we let you go?
Yeah, last thoughts. Yeah, this is where it starts for my team. We're about to before in a row. I'm just asking for we got 7 plus 3 playoff, just 10. So I'm just asking for 10 in a row. And I think it's doable. I've done 11 before. So I'm thinking that's very possible and likely and going to happen. And I'm really excited with my team's trajectory. So you boys watch out. And
it would tie Graham for the longest period of time in between championships, right? It would equal Graham's from last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Year 2 to year 16. This would be year 3 to year 17.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. 14 years. George Pickens, number 14. Here's to George, Mother Mary, Christ in heaven.
Yes.
On this beautiful podcast. Thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure. And go Pack Go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you, Hunt. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys. Later.
Again, kudos to the league. That was a great showing as far as the vote goes. Participation was awesome. Proud of you guys. And Griffin, obviously, thanks for hopping on the show. Thanks for making time on a Friday when I'm sure you could have been enjoying yourself in other ways. So we appreciate that. Great guest. Love the insight. Love the participation. And we're excited for...
Stir the pot a little bit there.
Yeah.
I like it.
We like starting the pot's fun.
Exactly. That's kind of the point, right? Let's talk some shit.
It's part of it.
Man, halfway through the season.
Yeah.
That's nuts. 2 months in, 2 months to go before the playoffs. How you feeling about everything?
Whew. I mean, it's flying by. There's so much going on in life at the same time that it like just makes it even crazier. It's just like a blur. As far as the league goes, dude, there's a lot of good teams. Like I don't think there's ever been, I feel like I say this every year, like a broken record, which is a good thing, but I don't know if there's ever been more parity. Like,
yeah,
there's no easy out. There's no team, even with all the injuries that have happened this year, there's no team that's just chopped liver. You know what I mean? Like every team is still built in a way that's like, you know, could win or lose any week.
Could go off any week.
Could go off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that's an awesome part of the league. You know, personally, I'm hoping to shore up a couple spots in my lineup here. I'm hoping that over these next 7 weeks, a couple guys emerge into more prominent roles. I think if I can do that, or if they can do that on my team, I'll feel really good about the postseason outlook. So that's how I feel about my team. How do you feel about yours?
Yes, I think I'm similar. I got to get through the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to be a tough next couple of weeks, but I do like that Debo trade on my team. Yeah. I think with Ayuk out, Debo's got some real high ceiling potential. So I saw some stat like with Ayuk out, Debo's commanded like a 37% target share or something like that. So yeah, you know, I'm feeling kind of good if I can get through the next couple of weeks.
Good job, Ben. You traded for a guy who I think scored 0.3 last week.
That was more than Debo.
That was more than Debo.
That was more than Debo.
Yeah, that was
Debo last week.
That was more than Debo. Ben has some weird affinity for Devontae Smith.
He's gonna have a
clear
huge
bait
game
on
this
that
week.
team.
I think he's gonna win Ben. He'll win Ben's matchup this week for sure.
How is he gonna win the matchup when AJ Brown's going for 30?
They both go for 30.
Okay. I like that. But yeah, I like if you can just wear it. If you can wear maybe Debo not playing, but I think he still has a chance. So when he's back, I think you're looking pretty solid, assuming Javonte can be a dude for you. So
yeah, you never know. That RB2 is looking a little sketch, but we'll see what happens with that. So yeah. Anyways, that's episode 9.
Short and sweet,
guys. Short and sweet.
Like I said, we're doing this live in the middle of our schedule, so I have to run to my little brother's wedding now.
It's like kind of important, right?
Yeah, literally, I have to go and grab clothes that are on my bed and zoom over to my mom's house where we're getting ready. And then from there, we will drive to my sister's backyard where he's getting married.
Hell yeah.
Actually, funny. No, I'll digress. That's a story for another time. That's a story time story.
We'll do story time next week for sure. I got another story for next week as well.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, that's it, guys. This is episode 9.
Episode 9.
Double
digits next week.
In the books. Can we just all take a second and vibe to this outro music because it slaps?
It slaps. Good luck, everyone, this week.
Except for?
Fuck you, Ken.
Later, guys.
Peace.
HIV gonorrhea, no joke. Ricky